Hello and welcome to The Insecure Chef. I'm here with my wife Regina. Today we're going to be doing a very flavorful dish that I've enjoyed a couple of times recently. It's called floured chicken with honey garlic soy sauce. We're going to be using about 5 or 6 ounces of boneless, skinless chicken breast. I have that here in front of me. Okay, I've already salted and peppered both sides. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically put a cross-hatching into the meat, okay, like that. And then again this way. You're not cutting through it now, you're just going down maybe about halfway through the thickness of the breast. That'll help us get the sauce in there a little bit more than just directly putting it on top. Now with that, I'm going to take that and I'm going to dip it in flour. This is regular all-purpose flour. Okay, I'm going to get it covered nicely. Like that. Try to get all the areas around. And when it looks like it's coated to your liking, just, shake off any excess, because if there's too much excess that gets pulled off of there, it'll burn on the bottom of the pot. Now I'm going to be using the Ninja Foodi only for the saute function, since the entire recipe really is just one big saute. You certainly could do it in a pan or a pot on your stove. So we're going to be moving over to the Foodi. I'm going to have this on about medium-high. I've already put a tablespoon of olive oil in there, and I've heated it up to save us time. And now I'm just going to put the chicken in there, like so. And what we'll do now is we're going to let that start to brown up. And when it does, we'll come back and we'll pick up from there. All right, as you can see, the chicken has browned up. I've already flipped it over once. Both sides, will essentially look like that. I have checked it with my thermometer just to make sure we're at a good temperature. Temperature here is at 171. Anything over 165 is good. So we're going to move it out of here. Going to put it on this plate for now as a temporary holding place, and then I'm just going to shut the Foodi down for the moment. What I'm going to do now is, and we'll be back again in a second, I'm just going to do a very quick clean out of the pot. When I say clean out, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking it, putting it under wash or anything. I'm just going to go and make sure there's not any really excess oil. There really isn't, because I didn't use much to start, but I like to just take out a little bit extra, kind of clean it up a little bit, because the next thing we're going to be doing is going to make the sauce in here. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and I think you got a hand in front of my camera. All right, we're going to be putting about 2 tablespoons of butter now into the Foodi. All right, again, I got the Foodi on about medium-high. And that'll give you an idea of where you want to put your pan settings if you're working on the stove. Again, all we're really doing here, whether it's on the stove or in here, we're just sauteing. That's really all we're doing. So we're going to let that butter melt. That'll only take a moment. And once that melts, we're going to put in our garlic, which is going to be roughly 2 cloves of garlic. I'm using minced garlic, so 2 cloves is about 2 teaspoons full. So let me get my teaspoon. All right. Butter should be melted by now. Yes, it is. And I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of garlic. Give that a little stir. Just going to cook that until it gets fragrant, maybe 30 seconds. You don't want to go a lot longer than direct oil like that, because you'll burn it and it'll get bitter. With that, now we're going to be adding a tablespoon and a half of honey. Tablespoon and a half. And again, these are now become personal measurements. A little less honey, a little less sweet, a little more honey, a little more sweet. So roughly a tablespoon and a half. Like so. We'll give that a little stir. Like that. All right. Next thing going in there is going to be 3/4 of a tablespoon of soy sauce. All right. That should do just fine. We're going to follow that up with a 3/4 of a tablespoon of vinegar. I'm using white vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar. Just makes slight variations in flavor. They're all good. And there goes the vinegar. And we'll give that a little stir. Now, if it gets too dry, you can always put those same 3 ingredients again. In other words, just double it up. All right, I'm now going to throw my chicken back in. Can you see what we're doing down there, babe?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little hard, that angle. One day when we're rich and famous, we'll buy some really good equipment.
Fancy equipment.
Right. All right, I'm going to close off the Foodi now because it'll be plenty hot while I do this. And all you're doing now is basically getting the chicken well coated in this delicious sauce. Believe me, this is very tasty, very tender. I'll be right back. Just going to get my plate. I'm going to be putting this on top of a nice vegetable fruit salad. Obviously, you can put it on or not, anything you like. Okay, it's looking very nice. Take that out, put that right on top, like so. And I assure you, it's delicious.
Looks pretty.
And there's still some sauce here at the bottom. If you want more, you can just scoop it up and throw it on. Am I in your way there?
No, it's okay.
Alrighty. Obviously, you could use a spoon instead of what I'm doing, but it gets the job done. And there you go. Right there. That's the floured chicken. And I'm told that people like to see me take a bite of it, that I don't normally do that. Because maybe it's no good. So I'm going to grab a piece. See how it comes out. I'm going to take a little corner here. Should be able to cut it, as you see, with just a fork. It's going to be hot, but I'll give it a shot. Excellent. Delicious. And tender. So, from the Insecure Chef and his wonderful wife, Regina.
Have a great night.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.